Chapter 9. Case 1. Our job on earth is important. Near-death experiencer Heather V. At the end of this tunnel was the most beautiful place in existence. I seemed to have arrived back in the room but in another dimension. I was looking at everyone and everything in that hospital through what I can only describe as through the eyes of God. I felt the love of God for all these people in the hospital, the patients, the staff, and the receptionist. I never saw my own life, but I saw everyone else's life pass before my eyes. I saw the receptionist and everything about her. I saw her heart. I felt her love for her babies. I felt her pain and her thoughts. I saw the technician and everything in his life right then. I saw each person for who they really, truly were. I saw what motivated them and I saw their beautiful soulful hearts. I saw their souls as if through the eyes and heart of God. I saw them and I loved them, each and every person. I seemed to pull back from the room and up, out of the building. I saw people on the street and knew their pain. I saw them with pure love. Then I began getting an information download. There was no talking, just information going into me with absolute love. It was very clear, very loud, and very certain, that we are all very important to God. We are all deeply, deeply loved by God and that life is supposed to be hard but that it is some sort of proving ground. The message was that our lives are deeply important to God and to the existence of the universe. Our love we have in the love we cultivate on earth, especially for people we have a hard time liking, that love somehow expands the universe and does some very important things. I felt that there was something at stake, that we have a very important job to do. Human beings are beloved and our choice in how to act is given to us to prove God. I don't know how to describe it. I am trying hard to explain it here but it's hard to explain. It may take my lifetime to explain what I learned. Everything seemed to be happening at once, or time stopped or lost all meaning. Absolutely. There didn't seem to be the concept of time in this forever land. Although it seemed like things moved, which doesn't make sense to Newtonian physics or to Einstein's postulates, this place was a magnificent creation. It was ineffable and reminds me of how does one explain the beauty of Mozart's symphony. But I felt it in its entirety as it was. It seems like when we create beauty on earth, it is being manifest in heaven. When we sing on earth, it is amplified to the golden ratio in heaven where it becomes like manna, although in this place there is no hunger or thirst. There is just truth and satisfaction. I understood everything about the universe. We are important to God or whatever you want to call it. All religions are trying to explain God but it is just impossible to explain. A true heart which is motivated by loving compassion is what matters in life. Our job is to try to love one another no matter what. It matters very much if we can love or not because that is our job in this world. We must love. This is what we live for and it doesn't mean we must only love our spouse. It means we need to find out how to love our enemy because that is why we are here. We are also deeply important to God. Our job on earth is important. If we don't learn how to love, there are very bad consequences in the multiverse. My sense was strongly that we are needed and our worth is how much we can love. Yes, I could see the distinction between our life and this other place. The wall between the two worlds is but a filament, thin as a piece of baby's hair. The love we seek is right there resonating right outside us. We need only to call on it. The world here on earth is not supposed to have all this beauty from the other side. We are supposed to bring the beauty to this world with our love. That is what it needs, human love to bring it into a new consciousness. In this place we go to, we will have lightness, laughter and joy, and our soul family is there waiting for us. Our jobs on earth are to find out how to break through all these illusory walls everywhere that we erect to hide who we are. We need to really love each other and love ourselves. I felt as though there was a sense of humor too. I was like a deep appreciation for our lives and even for our failures. We are supposed to learn from our failures and not beat ourselves up over them. We find a way to forgive and love ourselves because in reality, in the real place of creation, there is only love. It seemed the message was that if we couldn't find a path to love, then we are destroying something very, very precious. My formerly wavering belief in God now is rock solid. It is totally complete without a doubt. That place is the real reality, that place I went to is not this place. This is some kind of proving ground. I know that whomever is reading this, you are deeply loved. Your life is deeply important to God. God is greater than anything you could ever even fathom, too great for me to even experience. I just felt the presence of God and His love. You, my dear person reading this, are important. Your life is critical. The love you have inside you is beautiful and brilliant, and it is needed on this earth. You can change this world with your love, which is entirely particular to you only. You have your own song. Case 2. Why we are here near death experiencer Julie Aubier. When I was 19, I was violently attacked and I had a near death experience. I completely left my body. First, I saw myself from the corner of the room. I was looking down at myself. At that moment, I saw my aggressor, I saw what was happening, but I already had no conflict, no judgment about what was happening. I could see the perfection of the situation even though it was a horrible situation. Then, suddenly, I became the whole frickin' universe. I didn't go through a white light. I didn't have beings coming and waiting for me on the other side. I didn't have a voice telling me whatever things I needed to hear. I became the whole universe. I became superconsciousness. I became part of everything and I became everything. I had total clarity and understanding of everything. I could travel and go anywhere I wanted to go. I was extremely free and fearless and eternal. I didn't have a body, but it felt as if I had a body. There was no one with me, but I didn't feel alone. And I felt like I had done this shit so many times. I was kind of happy to be back there, but the thing that was very interesting, the thing that helped me remember why I came on this planet and who I am, I understood very clearly that coming on the planet was me experiencing a lot of things that I was not in order to remember who I was. To understand cold, I had to go through heat, or to understand warmth, I had to go through cold. I understood very clearly as well that being human entitles me to do things that when I am dead, out of my body, I cannot do. Things like drinking a glass of water, and this is actually my favorite drink since I came back. I love to drink water. It's always the most mystical experience I've ever had in my life. The pleasure that I have when I'm drinking a glass of water, with my eyes closed, is just out of this world. So drinking a glass of water, eating my favorite food, feeling the wind on my skin or the rain on my skin, swimming naked in the river or in the ocean, hearing birds singing, having a beautiful kiss, making love. Even though there are all these different ways of experiencing ecstasy while you are out of your body, the ones that you experience in your flesh are unbelievable. It has to be experienced without attachment, but with pure, total grace, becoming one with the moment, becoming one with the kiss, one with the water, one with the wind, one with the sun, one with birds, one with the people that come in front of you. I understood as well that I was one with everything, I was the water and I was the mouth that was drinking the water. That every up and down that I experience would teach me something to expand, unless I chose, through free will, to resist what I was going through. So to me this lifetime is about taking care and cherishing and giving thanks for every little opportunity that I have to experience life in 3D. I know I am eternal, I'm not afraid of death. That's why I am fearless as well. That's why I think and I say what I think. That's why I don't kiss no ass. That's why I don't obey laws and rules that put us in a box and force us to all be the same. I've never been like that. That's why I am one with every mother that cries, every child that is afraid, and every man that gives his life to save another. I am part of all of those people, whatever nation, and country, and status they are. I see the emptiness in most of the people, I see their fear because they don't remember. But if you could only know what I know, you would never take for granted any moment in your life, even the difficult times. Life is really a school. It's a school to help you remember. A lot of us came as benevolent souls to answer a call. Not necessarily to raise the vibration, but mostly to help others remember who they are, to become the foundation of what is yet to come. Because you see, evolution is going to happen with or without us. Humankind is going to get more enlightened and conscious with or without us. We are here because we are the foundation as multidimensional beings who live in timeline reality. We can change everything by our presence and desires, by what we focus on, what we choose to feed, what we choose to give life to. This is a century where we are going to see women taking their place and being a lot more respected and taken care of. One thing for sure that I can tell you is that I was an atheist before I had my near-death experience. I still don't follow any religion, but my intuitive skills, my clairvoyance, my ability to see through the bullshit and the lies and the illusion is unbelievable. It has been like this since I came back. Afterwards, I had a few other mystical experiences that confirmed my abilities. It was hard for me originally to understand what happened to me. And I'm a rebel. Even if God came to me and told me, "You are here to save the world," I'm going to say, "Yeah, fuck that, I'm going to go the other way." Or if He says, "Watch your words and watch your thoughts because everything you say manifests." You are a goddess, you are here to co create with every word that you use. I would still go and do the exact opposite. But because I have experienced the opposite, that I know the power of my attention. I know that each and every time that I focused my attention on something I didn't want, I created it. I created a lot of shit. And I am accountable for that. I want you to remember that. You are here to live this present moment through the eye of a child, through innocence and purity. Every judgment that you have, every time you close your heart, you hurt a little bit of your soul, but you're going to be alright. Even at the end of it, no one is going to judge you but yourself. You will be accountable for everything you've done here. But not accountable like you are going to be punished. It is not going to happen like that. You are going to be accountable because you will understand and see what you did and what you should have done. And you, from the love of who you are, the immense love that you are, you will want to do something about it and you will not allow it to not be corrected and fixed by yourself. So love your life. Love every part of it. Understand that you are divine. You are the whole universe. You are connected to all that is. You are necessary here. The quicker you find peace within and love yourself, the quicker you are going to make this world a beautiful place. And it's going to happen whether you want it or not. Case 3. The sweet spot researcher Davidson fellow 6 centuries ago, a Catholic nun named Julian of Norwich 1342-1416 had a near-death experience. Along with discovering, in direct opposition to the Church's teaching, that God loved everyone, unconditionally, she also discovered that everything in the universe was unfolding perfectly. All shall be well, and all shall be well, and all manner of things shall be well, she declared. By this she meant that all the injustices we see and experience in this world serve a glorious purpose that lies beyond human comprehension. Our reasoning powers are so blind now, so humble and so simple, she wrote, that we cannot know the high, marvelous wisdom, the might and the goodness of God. If you've read this far, you know many other near-death experiences report the same thing. And they go a step further. Along with declaring that every kind of evil, rotten, distasteful experience under the sun serves the greater good, they also declare that we create our own realities. We aren't innocent victims when our car is stolen, our identity is hijacked, or we or the ones we love contract deadly illnesses. Ditto when wars, plagues, political upheavals, economic disasters, fires, floods, earthquakes, and tornadoes turn our lives upside down. On some level, we not only agree to every awful thing that happens to us, but we cheerfully collaborate. Here's how near-death experiencer Natalie Sudman tackled this topic in her book, Application of Impossible Things. As outrageous as it may seem to our perspective in the physical, the man who built the bomb that blew me up may have performed that action at my own request. This is not to imply that because it was at my request, his actions are acceptable within the physical world and ought to be overlooked. The role may have been agreed upon in order for the bomber himself to experience what it's like to be chased, arrested, detained, or killed for the violence he visited on others. The bomber's actions don't have to be condoned in the physical world because he and I as whole selves agreed to blow me up. We all keep playing our roles within the context of the physical, the collective reality that we as whole selves have chosen to focus upon and participate in according to what we think is good and right. That is the whole being I actually chose to be blown up flies in the face of more than one cultural base assumption. We generally assume that things happen to us and that there are many things that we simply can't control. Accidents happen, mistakes are made, some people are lucky, and some are not. My experience simply doesn't support this base assumption. Whether consciously aware of it in the physical mind or not, my whole self is fully aware of every experience is a cooperative effort between my focused awareness within the physical world, my whole self, and other individual selves. I craft my physical experiences. Things don't happen to me without my consent, they happen because I created, co-created, or agreed to experience them. Let's repeat that last sentence. Things don't happen to me without my consent, they happen because I created, co-created, or agreed to experience them. While this is a tough pill to swallow, the blessing in adopting this perspective is that it gives the power back to us. We are no longer victims of outside forces. When we encounter challenging situations, we can turn to the deeper parts of ourselves to find out why and what to do about them. Which brings me to the sweet spot. The sweet spot is first learning, feeling, intuiting that all is well. Then, when we are confronted with aspects of our lives that we are unhappy about, we engage the creative forces within us to find out how we created them, and how they can be changed, or, if not changed, handled in ways that turn lemons into lemonade. And speaking of lemonade, let's not forget all the good things in our lives. Near-death experiences also insist that we, in cooperation with the deeper parts of ourselves, create them as well. Soulmate. This is a part of Zindagi Ki Roshni consultancy. It has been established for those who have lost someone and for those who are very sad in their life. About 100 PDF books and 20 short audio books of this topic will be sent to those who join it. This data will be sent to their email or WhatsApp. If you want to join this organization, then please send WhatsApp message to this number.